everybody, welcome back. Comic review time, where basically I geek out and do spoilers, by the way, books I'm reading and books I'm loving, and kind of give myself a way to go back and recap them if I need to be honest. But you guys know I'm new to comics. I'm trying to, I'm really just diving in head first, and I'm buying way too many and reading way too much, but I'm loving it. So, you gotta bear with me. Just think of like I'm a total comic noob. That's still kind of the case, and it will be for a while, even as with everything I'm reading. But today, we are here to continue a review, basically. We're gonna do issues 2, 3, and 4 of Marvel's Champions. And I'm really loving this book. Again, where I'm new kind of into all this stuff, I'm loving all the new characters, and since there's really kind of startups for a lot of these things, it's really an easy thing for me to get into. So I'm really loving the Champions book. I really dug issue 1. It gets really good for me around issue 3 and 4, but let's just jump right in. So as I showed you, that's the cover I picked up for issue 2, and what I've been told I should do, and I think it's a great idea, so we're starting to do it now, is let you know that it was written by Mark Waid. The penciler was Humberto Ramos, R-A-M-O-S. Victor Olazaba is the inker. Edgar Delgado is the colorist, and VC's Clayton Cowles is the letterer and production. All right, so we pick up with basically the champions are all hanging out, sitting around a campfire, eating way too much food, and they basically want to get to know each other a little better and get to know each other's powers. So they all kind of start showing off, like Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel there is doing her embiggening. Which I thought was funny that they actually used that word. Nova kind of shows off that he can throw Hulk around and all that stuff, and with his helmet, but his helmet, all his powers come from his helmet. Hulk shows how high he can jump, so he's out of the book for a little bit because they're like, damn, how high can he jump? They just kind of repeat these 4 panels, like looking. Oh well, moving on. Viv shows that she can like phase through things and such. Spider-Man, I don't think he really, does he get to show off much? I don't think he got to show off too much. They start talking about how there can be, multiple versions of Captain America, things like that. And they start kind of, fighting each other. I like that they make Nova spit some water out his nose. And, yeah, so, this one, I heard this one's a little soapy. It's a little bit, but, I still kind of enjoyed it because I don't know these characters that well, so this was a good way for me to kind of get to know them. Now, you see something hanging out in the background. It's like, uh-oh, if the cover hadn't given it away, I would have had no idea. But basically, finally, Hulk returns, but he returns in a glorious fashion that screws up everything, and then he gets blasted. And Nova goes to check it out, and he finds out it's a young boy, Cyclops, and they kind of contain him, and then they realize, oh, Hulk wasn't trying to hurt you, he thought Hulk was trying to hurt him. So, basically, they do not get off on a good foot with Hulk. But, he's trying to protect the team. So I thought that was kind of cool. He's just looking for something to do. I don't know the history of how that's working out, but it's working out. So basically, oh yeah, and there was also a moment earlier where Viv was talking about never kissing, and I think Nova wanted to kiss her because he was smitten, but then basically the book ends with them discovering Viv and Hulk kissing, which is kind of like, whoa, okay. And that's where we left off for that issue. So pretty good issue, not the greatest, but pretty good. So now we move on to Champions number 3, which I got that version of. And we don't pick up right there. We pick up on this bloody, like, I guess it's supposed to be a Quran or something. But basically, let's see, is it all the same names? It's all the same names I said earlier involved in this book. Everybody's shocked. Viv says the kiss wasn't really much, and Hulk's a little heartbroken. And he's like feeling like his heart's been squished. And he calls in another vehicle because they need to fly over to this thing that Viv found out about, where all these women are being oppressed, by the religious leader men of the planet. And they get out there and they start kicking a little butt. But then eventually the women are like, hey, don't do that. Don't do that. Because, we don't want you to fight our battles for us. We need to fight our own battles. So they actually kind of hatch a really cool plan where the heroes are not, they're just kind of hanging out underground. And the women are calling out the soldiers and all that kind of stuff. And basically they make it look like the women are fighting back and that the villains' gods are mad at them and kind of punishing them, which I thought was pretty cool. Like Spider-Man's hanging out dressed in like a burqa and all that kind of stuff. I'm getting the words wrong. I'm sorry. I don't know my cultural stuff. Humans are humans to me. So, and then they try to reprise, but we all kind of hang back. And then in the heat of battle, the men get all their butts kicked. So that's pretty good. The women are going to stand together and they're going to fight together. So that's going to be good. They were able to be like kind of a symbol. So our team goes off and starts arguing about who should be the leader of the team when they're attacked by a giant rocket. Boom. And that completes issue number 3. So now we're on to issue number 4, the last one I have for this review. Got that cover. I don't think I have any really good variant covers, except maybe number 1 for Champions. But now, you know, the ship is in turmoil as it's being completely destroyed. Same names in the credits. But they all come together as a team. They show some pretty cool teamwork with webbing and Nova, you know, webbing to hold the ship together, Nova being an engine, Hulk holding a wing in place when all that kind of stuff happens, and Cyclops is barely able to put the thing down on the water. And they're like, okay. So then Viv goes up to find some land, and Hulk is going to swim them towards land. And suddenly they realize, wait, where did that rocket even come from? There was no land. Nova's helmet is damaged too, so Viv is trying to fix it. And suddenly the ship is getting uprighted out of the water and everything. And this awesome thing comes out, and I don't know what they're called. I guess they are Atlanteans. This is not Aquaman, but they're Atlanteans. And they've all been called, yeah, they're like, go for Champions, Hulk has a plan, and it's like 20 minutes later aboard the ship, they're all captured. Good plan, Hulk, good plan. So they have to deal with the fact the ship is flooded with water, there's only air in their tubes, so when they escape, they have to hurry. Viv's like trying to get you know, pull the lever and all that kind of stuff. They bust out, they fight their way out, they flush all the Atlanteans out and get the water out just in time so that they can kind of hang out, and then they're all being flown away. And now here's why you knew I had to get into Champions. If you've been following my comics journey and where I started and why I'm so obsessed and who's gonna show up next issue? Gwenpool, baby. Gwenpool is gonna become a champion. Oh yeah, I cannot wait to read that. So there you go. So there's where we're at with Champions, and probably current, unless another one has come out before I release this video. But I'm digging this book. I like this team. I'm anxious to see more where it goes. I'm really anxious to see Gwenpool. So what about you guys? Geek out with me in the comments. Are you reading this book? Do you like what's happening? Who's your favorite character? Mine right now, I really like Ms. Marvel. I'm really digging on that character. So let me hear your thoughts. Comment. Any suggestions for these videos? Let me know. Other than that, you can click the thumbs up button. Give me the thumb of encouragement, because I do love to be encouraged. All right, I'm gonna get out of here and read some more books. I'll see you guys later.